Hello everybody, my name is Ratnos, and welcome to This Week in Mythic Plus. This week's affixes are Tyrannical, Spiteful, Quaking, and of course, Thundering. It's not the greatest week on the calendar, but it is the greatest week on the rest of the calendar for Tyrannical score. If you are interested in Tyrannical score, let me show you this website. If you're going for like title or something like this site here, actually I don't need that extrapolation thing anymore. mplustitle.versal.app. Pretty nifty site that shows you how the score is like projected to go over the next few weeks. And crucially, it shows you which weeks we've got left here. And so you'll note we only have one more fortified week, assuming that the season does end on May 2nd, which everybody's kind of assuming, although it's possible it would end a week earlier, I guess, or a week later, maybe, but almost certainly a week earlier. Or almost certainly on May 2nd, I guess, is when it would end. But yeah, so that means there's only 2 more Tyrannical weeks and 1 more fortified week. Now, if you're looking for Tyrannical score, either for title or for Keystone Master, for Keystone Hero, for Keystone Explorer, whatever, any of those reasons, this Tyrannical week is probably going to be easier for you than Tyrannical Bolstering Volcanic. Although Bolstering Volcanic Tyrannical is actually, that's going to be a lot less annoying if you're in like a melee-heavy group in low keys that are low enough that the timer's not super tight and you're just trying to avoid like wiping to stuff a lot. Because this week is sort of lethal, it's just not very slow. Spiteful and Quaking definitely can cause a lot of problems. The Quaking Thundering combo is also nasty, but especially if you have a lot of melee, Spiteful can be annoying. But if you're trying to actually push like title keys, it's going to be almost impossible to gain any score in this final week because bolstering Tyrannical is just such a slow combination of affixes. It's really hard to, it just adds so much time to the dungeon. So if you are looking for especially, Keystone Hero, Thundering Hero level of keys, this is going to be your last best Tyran week. So, what about the affixes in terms of how they make you play? Well, the main thing is, if you've got a lot of melee, it gets kind of cursed, right? A lot of Quakes in melee will be annoying, and Spiteful also punishes you if you're melee. Casters obviously get interrupted by Quaking, which is really obnoxious, especially in the dungeons that have other interrupts, like the stupid interrupting Cloudburst on Urquhart, or the Court of Stars mini-boss that doesn't interrupt. That combo with Quaking can be really obnoxious for casters, but if they play it well, it's not going to be too bad. So there's also not really any particularly... Of the on-death affixes, I think there's the fewest like surprise Spiteful pulls than there are of the other affixes. There can be a few of them. Again, I kind of always say this whenever we have an on-death affix week. Remember that the Eagles here do trigger on-death affixes, but with Spiteful, it's not going to own you in the same way that Bolstering or Sanguine sometimes do, and you lose like a minute to those affixes in this area. So, yeah, good week for keys, good week for collecting your Tyrannical score if you need it. All of the dungeons are going to be faster this week than they will be in 2 weeks at a high level. They are also going to be a little bit more volatile and lethal than they will be in a few weeks, especially like, man, Temple of Jade Serpent, if you don't need the time that this week offers you and you can instead just wait for, Bolstering Volcanic, that's going to be a lot nicer for you than Spiteful Quaking. Spiteful Quaking, these mob spawning Spitefuls when you're trying to operate in the courtyard and stuff is more annoying than Bolstering is. It's faster, but it's more annoying. And Quaking in this dungeon is a huge pain, especially, man, Quaking Wise Mari. This is a boss that you think you're good at World of Warcraft, and then you play Wise Mari and you wipe to a boss that's got like 2 mechanics, and the Quaking combo's nasty, the Thundering combo's nasty as well. It's sleeper nuclear difficulty boss, so definitely be ready for that this week, especially the Quaking overlaps on this. What you want to do is A, clear Thundering quickly on this fight, just clear it, and B, try and pre-spread around the room. Oftentimes what will happen with Quaking is if you're either being too greedy or too proactive with dodging the water spout, you run a serious risk of Quaking yourself or multiple other people. The other thing to do is don't panic. If there's a Quake that's coming, there's no other damage on this fight during that water thing. Like, you're not going to die to a 1-2 punch. You're either going to die to Quaking 3 or more people, or you're going to die to getting hit by the water spout. But that means that Quaking 2 people, like Quaking stacking on top of one other person, is totally safe. In fact, obviously you're going to need to get topped before like Corrupting Vortex damage hits you, but it's by far the best way to play this fight. Is sometimes you just got to be like, look, there's 5 of us. We're trying to occupy a space that only 3 of us could safely occupy. Let's split up into 2-2-1, and then avoid quaking. People have this instinct of dodging the quake at all costs, but sometimes if you can kind of see it coming, if you have like a quaking timer, you can call out something like, I'm gonna stack on you. Nobody else stack on us, but I'm gonna stack on this person, and you do that, you're gonna minimize the risk of death, even though you are gonna always take some damage from doing that. But that's something you can do during the wash away on this fight. Anyways, that's my little video on this week in Mythic Plus. Good luck out there in your keys, whatever goals you're pushing for. This is definitely a week to go for them. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.